An omelet disguised as a quesadilla? Which means it's time for, should I cook it or should I just order in? Hey, let's find out if this 6-ingredient omelet quesadilla can turn a weekday breakfast into something worth waking up for.
Okay.
Crack 2 eggs, lightly season, splash in some water, pan on, butter brushed, eggs in, jalapenos optional. Cook, flip,
Re-entry complete.
then a spoonful of salsa, a handful of cheese, tortilla on top, fold, done. This I'd eat it for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but maybe without the orange slices. No delivery fees today. Dr. Pepper and pork? Which means it's time for, should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see if this 5-ingredient barbecue pulled pork madness actually works. Season the pork, drop it in the slow cooker, top with sliced onions, your go-to barbecue sauce, and 1 cup or 1 baby can of Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Not diet.
That's right, brother.
Cover, crank it to high, and let it ride for 4 hours while you go and enjoy your summer day. Come back, shred the pork, add a bit more sauce,
Gimme.
and stack on a lightly toasted bun. Dr. Pepper still isn't my drink, but in pork form, it's a sweet and smoky miracle. 0 regrets and 0 reason to call for takeout tonight. Portobello mushrooms as a burger patty?
Oh, gross.
Which means it's time for, should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see if we can grill a burger that tastes like $1,000,000 without using the usual beef, chicken, turkey, or mysterious soy puck from aisle 9. In a baking dish goes pineapple juice, teriyaki sauce, red pepper flakes, sesame oil, garlic, and grated ginger. Drop in the mushrooms and give them a good soak. Then grill the mushrooms, red onions, and pineapple rings right on the barbecue, all while enjoying a cold one. It's research, I promise.
That's right, brother.
Stack it all on a bun with the works, but wait! Take the leftover marinade, whisk in a little cornstarch, and simmer it into a glaze. Spoon it right on top for that extra oomph. All delicious, but the real magic is what I did next. I'll share it all in the next Should I Cook It update. If you want in, links on the channel. No need to order in because this one has lots of potential. Can homemade ice cream beat the store-bought stuff? Which means it's time for, should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see what happens if we skip the tub of ice cream on sale at the grocery store and instead whip up a 6-ingredient strawberry rhubarb ice cream because it's fun when friends say, wait, did you make that? Line a baking sheet with parchment paper, top it with chopped strawberries and rhubarb, sprinkle with sugar, drizzle with lemon juice, give it a stir, then roast in a 425 Fahrenheit oven for 15 minutes. Let that chill.
Okay.
Then combine whipping cream with sugar and milk. Pour into a large flat-ish dish and pop in the freezer, preferably without spilling it like I did. Stir every 30 minutes. When firm, add the fruit. Let me know if you'd make it. As for me, no frozen treats from the freezer aisle this week. This lemonade's got the internet in a twist. Pickle juice lemonade, which means it's time for, should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see if this 4-ingredient summer drink is really worth all those 5-star reviews from people who clearly love pickles. Squeezed half the pieces like they owed me money, tossed the peels and the leftover pieces in a big old measuring cup, added sugar, crushed it like a bartender to dissolve the sugar, in went the lemon juice, then water, then the controversial guest star, pickle juice. Gave it a stir, poured the mix through a strainer, and then dressed it up with a lemon slice. It's okay, next time I'll find a kid with a lemonade stand. Less work and less dilemma. Chimichurri sauce on a Sloppy Joe sandwich?
Oh, gross.
Which means it's time for, should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's test drive this Latin American inspired sauce on a comfort food classic. To make the chimichurri, in a blender goes parsley, flat leaf, not curly, cilantro, just a little to not overpower, oregano, fresh if you have it, white wine vinegar, generous pour of extra virgin olive oil, a pinch or 2 of red pepper flakes, and sliced garlic. Blended it, added a pinch of salt, then spooned the bright green sauce over my Sloppy Joe sandwich. Wow, as tasty as it is on a steak. No takeout tonight. Eggs to make a Dutch what? A Dutch baby. Which means it's time for, should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see what happens if we shake up the usual weekend breakfast routine to make one of the most oddball breakfasts to ever grace a skillet. Crack 2 eggs, flour, milk, pinch of salt, whisk till smoothish, melted a generous pat of butter in a pan, poured in the batter, then right into a 450 Fahrenheit oven, then watch the magic show happen. Topped it with cheese and chopped chives while still hot. Weird and wonderful, and hey, no takeout required. Korean barbecue pork without gochujang, which means it's time for should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see what happens if we don't feel like making an extra grocery run for that one ingredient we might only use every few months. Started with hoisin sauce and chili powder, a gochujang substitute recommendation I saw on Reddit by Big L Sid.
Okay.
Then soy sauce, rice vinegar, brown sugar, garlic powder, ground ginger, and black pepper. Whisked it. Thought it needed something, so added a splash of sesame oil and chopped spring onions, just the white parts. Poured it over the pork, let it marinate, and threw it on the barbecue. Without gochujang, it might not be official Korean barbecue. Is it delicious? Absolutely. Did I order takeout? Not tonight. No white wine for Mediterranean chicken? Which means it's time for should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's find out what happens if you or I to make Recipe 30's Mediterranean chicken minus the white wine and the anchovies.
Oh, gross.
Started simple, chicken seasoned with salt, pepper, and dried oregano, floured it up, and gave it a toss. Then parsley, grated garlic, and mix those two up like they're truly meant for each other. In the pan, oil chicken until browned, then red bell peppers, sliced garlic, and a half a bouillon cube. For the wine, I used white wine vinegar and water. Deglaze the pan, then olives, sliced tomatoes, a drizzle of olive oil, and finally that parsley mix before the final dramatic stir. Sure, the wine and anchovies would add some flair, but even with this simple swap, there's no need for takeout tonight. Time to tame this oregano jungle. I'm thinking penne antipasto salad, which means it's time for should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see if I can put some of this herb invasion to delicious use.
Okay.
While some penne cooked, I charred a few bell peppers. Then grabbed a jar, added a few glugs of olive oil, garlic, red onion, oregano, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper, and shook it like it owed me money. Chopped some olives, added them to the mix, then the finale, oil mixture, roasted peppers, thinly sliced soppressata, and a snowfall of Parmesan. It may not have solved the oregano uprising in my garden, but this summery pasta means no takeout today. Mayo instead of butter for grilled cheese? Time to test the mayo grilled cheese, which means it's time for should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see if it'd be a good sandwich experiment to follow the mayo advice from an Epicurious video about making the best grilled cheese. Using mayo. Mayo on the bread.
Oh, gross.
Then side down on a pan set over low heat. Added the cheese. Set the second slice on top and let it sizzle until both sides were golden on the outside and melted in the middle. Honestly, the browning was gorgeous. The taste, let's just say, rather than doing this experiment again, I'd rather order in. What if last night's spaghetti was repurposed by making what Cherish X and suggested on Reddit? Lazy lo mein. Which means it's time for should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see how my fridge cleanout special tastes versus the lo mein from my favorite hole-in-the-wall takeout spot.
Okay.
I mixed the sauce using hoisin sauce, soy sauce, sesame oil, vegetable broth, Chinese 5-spice, cornstarch, and the white bits from a spring onion. Pan-fried the veggies, noodles in, sauce in, then gave it all a good toss. Chopped the green parts of the spring onions and tossed them on top. Ordering in from the local joint wins this round, but one day my lo mein will prevail. Had this fresh pizza dough a craving for cinnamon rolls and thought pizza dough cinnamon rolls, which means it's time for should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see if pizza dough can double as a cinnamon roll to pair with my Sunday morning coffee. I stretched it, rolled it thin, mixed up a sweet sugar cinnamon combo, spread it generously over the dough, rolled it, cut it in half, then into 4 strips. Twisted each one like I knew what I was doing, curled them into shape, baked them,
Gimme.
and brushed them with a sweet looking glaze. A little doughy? Yes. Delicious? Also yes. Delivery? Denied. Had frozen meatballs less time than usual and thought sweet and sour meatballs, which means it's time for should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's find out if this hey I'm in a rush recipe actually delivers. While rice steamed, I tossed grape jam into a pot. Yes, jam. You may call it jelly, works either way. Then soy sauce, chili sauce,
Mission failure.
chili sauce, and a quick stir. Finally, the meatballs from the freezer. No guilt, no judgment. Let it simmer for 10 minutes. Just like that, a sweet and savory dinner over rice. Made it out the door on time, and no dirty looks from my wallet. Had had some fresh fruit and a vision of eating healthier snacks with fewer regrets. So naturally I thought fresh-ish fruit salad, which means it's time for should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see what happens if we mix and match fresh fruit with its convenient cousins from a can. Cracked open some canned stuff, peeled the fresh fruit, then in a bowl went mandarin oranges, canned pineapple, grapes, kiwi, and bananas, a drizzle of honey, and a little OJ to wake it all up. Tastes like summer. No delivery app for ice cream required. Had a can of diced tomatoes, a flashback to Spain, and wanted to try making a homemade tomate frito, a rustic Spanish tomato sauce, which means it's time for should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see if it's worth the time to make a homemade version far from Spain. Heated some olive oil to saute the onions in with whole garlic cloves, salt, then pepper, then the diced tomatoes. Then I let it simmer for 30 minutes to reduce. Finally, added a spoonful of brown sugar, for a little bit of sweetness. Not quite the rich, deep tomato sauce I had in Spain, but still really tasty. No need to order in today. So I had this burrito spice and local tomate frito on a recent visit to Spain, and was thinking tomate frito beef burritos, which means it's time for should I cook it or should I just order in? Let's see if these beef burritos with a touch of Spanish flair will be enough to satisfy my family's hunger after touring the whitewashed alleys of Frigiliana and soaking up with the sun at Playa de Borriana. Steamed some rice, cooked the ground meat, then added green bell pepper, burrito seasoning, and a generous amount of tomate frito, which is Spain's rustic style tomato sauce. Rice on a wrap, then the filling, and of course cheese. Basic, but a tasty way to fill the hunger gap after a day of 10,000 plus steps.